here we are in Vtol VR. Got hands, and we're on the deck of the aircraft carrier. Everything's turned off, so this is how you would find it if you were doing starting from an airfield or from here. Right, so first of all, to start it up, we're working on this one over here. Okay, so main battery on, APU on. Once that's come up and drop down again, well, not drop down again, but come up to power, we can start the engines. Right, that's the engine started. Once they come up and settle down, I'll turn the APU off. Okay, APU off. Right, so that's it, we're ready to go. Let's have a look over on the left before we look at the main thing. Okay, we can make life difficult for ourselves by turning things off like G limiter and the auto trims and stall yaw and pitch assists. Yep. And if you want to turn them all off, they're all off. That one there is for your fuel point if you're doing air-to-air refueling. That one there, of course, is your MP3 player and the volume for it if you want to go full Top Gun. Okay, up here we've got the launch bar, which we'll use in a second, and the landing hook, flaps, and the gear. This is for your visor. Yep, and the reason for that is if I put my hood on, which you can now see up in front, we can actually put that onto the actual visor. So we take the visor up, but it has many more tricks that we'll come to with that one. Of course, that is night vision, so we're all going to go blind now. Right, the middle bit we'll start with here. Obviously that's your hood, that's for stuff to your helmet. These are just changing tint on the front and the brightness of your heads up display, and this you can simplify what's on your heads up display. These are all autopilot stuff. Navigation is obviously if you set a nav point on your map, it'll fly to the navigation. Hover, ideal for this, it'll put it into a hover for you. Altitude, it holds the altitude that you've got set, and heading, it'll just fire you off in a straight line. Any movement on here will kill it, or you can use this. Right, alt mode is alters your altitude between sea level and what's underneath you, i.e. a radar. So at the moment we're 76 feet, 78 feet above sea level, or we're on the deck. That clear waypoint triggers that come up on the hood. Right, you've got two little guys here. One you can pull up info and fuel, and the other one is a little radar for radar signatures coming in. This here adjusts all the brightness on here. Right, these actually you can turn them on individually, and you've got 101 different things you can put on each screen. I'll go in a minute. Down here is the master arms for arming your weapons, and this one is for jettisoning empty fuel tanks and things like that. Okay, we'll just quickly go on here. So if we go comms, air traffic control, aircraft carrier, we want to do a takeoff.
Alpha 1-1, you're clear to taxi to Cat 4.
Okay, and then we can put a camera up. These are cameras that are attached to the aircraft. So we'll just watch the front wheel. We'll put the launch bar on. You'll just see it pop down there. And for the moment we'll just leave that on, we'll do the rest in the air. So what I'm going to do is take off the brakes, and we're just going to go forward. I'll just rotate my engines forward rather than a vertical mode. We'll go on to this one here. Okay, so we can see down there, I'm just rolling the brake onto the chop.
Alpha 1-1, locked in. Throttle down and run your launch checklist.
Okie dokie. So I'm just going to put my navigation on center.
Shields up, ready to go.
So all I do now is just put my flaps to 2, go to after thrusters, and it will take off for me. And we're up. Okay, so at the moment we'll just put it on heading, drop the throttle a bit, leave it on altitude, get rid of this. Let's have a look what's over here. So a quick one is we can put this as screen of interest. Now we can use the thumbstick to move over targets. We can zoom in a bit. Yeah, we'll mark that guy. And then we'll go over to here. Okay, so that's locked in. We can actually zoom in on here and see what we're looking at. Tanks. Let's put on our master arm, select AGM-14, which is anti-tank weapons, and let's break off the autopilot.
Autopilot disengaged.
Spin us round.
Shoot.
Now we got a yellow zone. Whoops, and we're firing. If you watch the little guy down here, you'll see it come in. Keep tracking him all the way in.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Altitude.
They've gone.
Altitude. Chaff flare.
That was as easy as that. As you can see, the camera will keep following that when it gets in its limit.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing
Yep.
gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Right, I'll just nip over to the runway. And we'll just do a normal landing over there rather than a vertical landing.
Altitude.
Just pop over this range. There's another town, I think.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, and the next bay along is the runway. So what we'll do is we'll bring that up on the map, return to base, just reset it. So I've got a green line there, hit it on the waypoint. You can have that. Flaps 1, gear down. In we come.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Yeah, landing gear's down, we know. Okay, we just landed at the runway. Okay, dropping my speed, which is on the left there, down to 285 knots at the moment.
Shoot.
No, we're not shooting. Okay, so we've got a nice speed there. Straight down the middle. While we're doing that, we'll turn that off. And we'll just float down the runway. It says, "How would you use the trigger to brake?" Oh, and before I forget, I'll put all my lights on because I completely forgot. More controls. And that's it. The basics. It does get very involved if you want it to. I use voice commands, and I should have called the tower to pick me up. And you also have stuff over here. If I can remember where it is. S cam. Start. Change the view. Oh, wrong one. Just turn the engines off because it gets a bit noisy on this view. Random, stationary. There we go. Let's put my brakes on. Yeah, right. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll try and do a quick takeoff. And end the video. And we're going to crash. Well, that didn't work too well. One engine came on before the other. We're up though. Crazy game. Absolutely crazy game. And with that, I'll try and end the video.